After 2 years in the windless wilderness, Hendy went man-on-man in South Australia, snatching his most important victory over old sparring partner Guy Andrews.
Trevor Hendy wins round 4 of the Uncle Toby Super Series, and the King is well and truly back.
Move aside, you much-touted young guns. The old guard is back. Back to protect and respect some hard-earned reputations. The young and the new, led by Hughesner, Blair and Meyer, against the old and proven Hendy, Andrews and Hutchings. The chosen method of battle, the triple sprint. Hard, fast, relentless and unforgiving. The only way to define short course racing. The scene is set as we return to the Silver Fern, New Zealand's North Island, this time 40-odd minutes from Auckland. The black sands of Piha Beach stages a royal battle. It's the old guard against the new, and it's time to bring on the combatants.
Network 10 welcomes you to the North Island of New Zealand and the striking black sand and big surf of Piha Beach for round 5 of the Uncle Toby Super Series. Merry Christmas, everybody, and welcome. I'm Tim Bailey, and you are in for a huge afternoon of Ironman racing. The surf is on the big side, but first, let's get our bearings. And we're in the North Island of New Zealand, Piha, about a 50-minute drive through glorious countryside. But boy, this is a dangerous beach. More drownings and rescues here than all of New Zealand put together. And Michael Porra, it's living up to its reputation today. It's big out there, and we have some nervous athletes on the beach.
We sure do. Piha has really turned it on today. It's probably the biggest surf, but certainly the most treacherous surf that we've ever held an Uncle Toby Super Series race in. It's 3 to 4 metres, 10 to 12 feet on the old scale. That's really huge. Out the back on the sets, crunching on the inside on another sandbank. There's rips everywhere. It's really dangerous stuff. The competitors were assembled a little earlier. The organisers actually gave them the option of pulling out of today's race. They voted to a man to get out there. Really courageous stuff. It's going to be fantastic. Now, the course has been modified. We had to, in the end, have 2 40-minute races rather than the triple sprint because it's just going to take too long to get out there. Now, the yellow singlet curse has struck again. Kane Hughesner, who led the series points table coming into today, did not even make the final. Josh Blair was second coming in. Reeves, Pullen, Clayton, Hendy in 6th, Nathan Meyer, Corey Hutchings and Guy Andrews. But on adjusted points, that's when they drop their worst result, and this is what counts in the end. Hughesner's still in front, but he won't be after today, having not made the final. Then Pullen, Reeves, Andrews, Meyer, Clayton, Hendy, Blair and Martin. And look how close all those points are. The series very, very close.
Thank you very much, Michael Porra. Well, the Super Series caravan has been in New Zealand for 5 days now. It's time we had a look around.
New Zealand. He's my mate.
And with that, Corey's Kiwi adventure was underway. There's no doubt New Zealanders have a nose for a good time. But as a tour guide, Corey Hutchings makes a great Ironman.
Now you're flying. I never find a place where I can stay. Really flying. I'd rather.
Thankfully, Trevor Hendy and Phil Clayton were willing companions. 140 feet of free-fallen madness over Lake Taupo. But the Bungee boys needed a break, and Corey had the right connections.
Brett, how you going?
Corey, how are you?
Good. Got a couple of the boys over from Aussie. This is Phil and Trev.
How you doing? How are you?
Let's go jet boating.
All right.
There's 2 things you need to know about hooker jetting on Waikato River. It's fast and fun.
how good was that? That was the best.
There's one thing you need to know about the river itself. There's warmer places for an impromptu training session.
I can't stay in any longer. That's it for me. That's enough. That's enough.
Change of place, change of pace. An educational wander through the incredible Waitapu thermal wonderland in Rotorua, where geysers spurt on cue, guys like these stop and wonder. Of course, water like this isn't much use to an Ironman. White water like this is. Sledging on a Rangataki River, Corey's Connections had done it again. It's a rocky, rough ride. And that's when you're in the water. 2 hours later, another swim session, another mistake. The aches and pains of a Kiwi adventure needed a perfect ending. In Rotorua's thermal belt, perfection springs eternal. Natural spas and proof that you can lead an Ironman to water, but you can rarely teach him how to relax.
New Zealand turning it on, and we return to Piha Beach for the biggest surf in the history of the Uncle Toby Super Series after this commercial break. Don't go away. Doing it the Kiwi way. Welcome back to round 5 of the Uncle Toby Super Series in huge surf here at Piha. Our man on the sand, and that sand today is rumbling. G'day, Matty White.
Tim, there's only one guarantee down here today, and that is there'll be plenty of drama. Don't be fooled by the picturesque settings of Piha. This is a rough and dangerous beach. I've been watching some of the competitors as they come down. They don't know whether to laugh or cry as they look out into the surf. In fact, we had some drama yesterday during the elimination races. They had to take a vote as to whether they wanted to go out or not. The conditions were that bad. Unfortunately, the conditions are bigger today. But let's have a look at what happened yesterday. 20 made it through in the elimination races. We'd been told Piha was a lot like Portsea. Yesterday, we knew why. Howling winds and swirling surf, surviving the sea tough enough, staying alive in round 5, another story. 2 25-minute heats, the top 10 through in each race. As they turned on the board, mountainous waves followed them in. Phil Clayton, Dwayne Tyers and Grant Wilkinson leading the pack. At the change, Clayton asked an obvious question. What were they doing in this? Nathan Meyer and Scott Thompson joined the leaders for the swim. Former series champion Michael King a long way back. Heading straight into a washing machine rip, they battled around the cans and worked their way through wild waves to hit the beach. Thompson leading Clayton. But then, a ski leg of shattering surprises. Thompson hammered first, a host of others followed. Survival, the name of the game. Clayton made it in first, Thompson bouncing back, and Dwayne Tyers overcoming a last-minute fall to make it through. Relief written on their faces. Qualifying from race 1, most of the big names, but Sean Parks, Michael King and Drew Blatchford failed to finish. And so race 2, and a Kiwi calm before the storm. When it hit, It hit hard. Black sand chaos and whitewater worry. Corey Hutchings led Trevor Hendy after the board section. Martin Corbett joined the local favourite on the swim back in. But again, the ski legs stopped the field. A deadly, dangerous dogfight through the break. Call it local knowledge, call it luck. But Corey caught a great run and collected first place. Hendy comfortable in the leaders' pack. Josh Blair's face asked the other obvious question. Did I make it? Yes, but only just. Luke Watson and Steve Pullen among those to miss out. Matthew Bauman failing to finish.
So that's the top 20 as they made it through yesterday. You can add another one to the list. Luke Watson won the consolation final, so we've got 21 coming through today. Let's take a look at the weather conditions because they are all important down here at Piha. Mostly fine today, around 22 degrees, but that's not what we're worried about. It's more the winds, about 35 kilometres, 18 degrees in the water. Officially, the swell is 2 to 3 metres, but you could throw another metre or so on that. Tim, this is one day when I don't want to be an Ironman.
Yeah, we're in for a big day, Matty, and joining me in commentary now is former Ironman legend Guy Leach. Leachy, it's a day of enormous skill and, more importantly, enormous courage.
Well, that's right. I mean, we all talked about the surf's about as big as I've seen the last 8 years of the series. There's a lot of luck going to be involved out there. Also good management, but there is a rip in the southern corner which the guys can work to go out through on the ski and the board.
All right, let's check the start list now.
Well, Guy Andrews is in the #1 position. Scott Reeves, Simon Martin, right down to Phil Clayton in 9th position. Joshua Blair in 10th, Corey Hutchings, the New Zealander, in 14th, Nathan Meyer in the 17th position, Brett Tyack right through to Lan Dara in the 36th position.
Race 1 on its way. Big surf in Piha. Don't go away. Welcome back to pounding Piha Beach, the black sand, as we await race 1. There will only be 2 races because the surf is so big, and Michael Porra, a change to the course.
Yes, instead of the 3 races, there'll only be 2 today. The order there you can see on the screen is swim, ski, board, and they are 40 minutes long each, and that's about how long it's going to take. You can see there the line of waves, wave after wave after wave. It's swim first leg. When they take off, they'll run straight down the beach and into the swim leg around 1 turning buoy. And then the ski and the board are 2 turning buoys each, way out to sea, about 1 kilometre out to sea, just to get beyond the break. Now, there's a rip, meaning deep water. That's why you can see the line they're angled at is at an acute angle. And there they go, the first race here today in round 5 of the Uncle Toby Super Series. Straight away, they're headed off down the beach, because that's where the rip is, that's where the deep water is. The only chance these guys have got of getting out through these waves is to go right next to the cliffs, right next to the rocks, and let the rip suck them straight out to sea.
There is a sweep that just takes them right out. You'll see a headland on the left of your screen shortly as they get over the breakers here. There is just lines of white water in front of them. Guy Leach, Ironman racing, and you've got to be every inch of that even to get out the back today.
That's right. I'm quite happy. I meant to be on ski camp today, but the boys took a boat and they said, Leachy, we don't want you out there. It's too big, too dangerous. So I'm up here with you guys. But as you can see with the guys going out, we see Trevor Hendy there. They're not going out at the same sort of pace they would in a normal race, just because the surf is so big. It's a day of good management, day just conserving your energy for when you're coming in with those big waves.
Wall after wall of white water pounding them. They would have 800 metres of swim. A good 400 metres of that will be in the turbulent stuff.
We can see now they've already turned around from the helicopter shot. They've already turned around past that first rock, and they're now in what's sort of an area here where the water is very, very deep. There's the prize money you can see through to 14th place, $75,000 in total on today's event. The prize money going right down to 20th place, and series points up for grab. Kane Houston, we've already talked about, and Steve Pullen. They were 1 and 2 coming into this race today. They are out of the race. They did not make it through to the final. They were hammered yesterday in the heats, and those guys will drop back. The best they can finish after today's race will be 8th and 9th in the series overall. So it just shows you how close the series is this year.
That was Nathan Meyer leading the swimmers out, the world Ironman champion who had such a great race in Glenelg. He is leading them out into this whitewater surge. You can see the water bouncing off the headland. It's going every which way. You don't only have to worry about the waves coming from the ocean. There's a backwash out there that's pretty fierce too, Leachy.
Well, that's right. I had to swim earlier today just to check it all out there. And what's happening is the waves are coming in the middle of the beach. The water pushes down the beach and goes out the southern end where the guys are right now. So what's happening there is water pushing out the back. The guys are using that to get out the back as quickly as they can. They'll round the buoy there in the swim leg, and they'll come straight back into the middle of the beach where the waves are pounding in.
So it's going to be very, very interesting. You'll see fairly shortly they're going to start hitting some of the big waves. And that's Josh Blair we can see on the screen centre there. No, it's Stephen King, in fact. Hard to pick up those cap colours. That's the 19-year-old from Tugun Surf Club, Stephen King. And he at this stage looks like he may well be the early leader. And he can see the rating is up. He's kicking quite well. Leachy, it is a day. Obviously, you've got to conserve energy. And look at him dive straight under. Just explain to us the diving technique under waves, particularly the bigger they get.
Well, it's actually, it is deep down that end there, but certainly not as deep as a lot of other beaches. So the guys will be going down as he's going down here under this little one. They go under the whitewater, which is pushing through to get away from that push into the beach. And they'll go as deep as they can with the bigger whitewaters and try and grab hold of the bottom and crawl along the bottom. Or if the actual water is pushing through too hard, they'll hang onto the bottom and not get dragged back into the beach.
Now you can see they're really in this rip. There's the headland right there. They're only feet away from the rocks. And the rip is just pouring them out to sea. Pretty soon, once they get out in front of this exposed headland, you're going to see some giant waves. You haven't really had a chance to see them yet. You'll see them shortly. All these guys were nervous coming into this race, all of them. They're in the rip at the moment. They'll turn around one turning can. That's Landara from Coogee, probably the strongest swimmer in the field. He's in the lead at the moment with Stephen King right behind him. Dwayne Thies well placed. Luke Watson's left of screen there with that white cap with the red dot on top. The yellow cap with the red star there on the right of screen. That's Nathan Meyer and the world short course Ironman champion. That's where they're heading out to sea beyond those waves. Once they turn and come back, they've got two lots of waves to negotiate. That outside wave you can see top of screen, and then the thumping waves on the inside where you can see those couple of surfers are on the inside.
Look at the surge. It's a confused swell. It's all over the place. One thing for sure, though, it's every bit of 3 metres, and on the sets, it's pushing 4. It's a hard day out there for the Ironmen of the Uncle Toby Super Series.
Well, Stephen King at this stage, very impressive there. Leachy coming in there in second position. Today really is a day of courage. Trevor Hendy, you can also see there, blue cap, bottom of screen, blue cap with that white star on top, right next to Luke Watson. Very, very well placed. Not his strongest leg guy to have Leachy, Trevor up there at this stage in fourth position. He'd be very happy with that. And Dwayne Thies also there in second or third. Could well be the day for Dwayne.
Also, Phil Clayton was there as well. It's a day where experience comes into play. Guys like Dwayne Thies and Trevor Hendy have been through this time and time again at places like Portsea Beach, even at Manly in the first year. And these guys will use those to the best of their ability today.
Magnificent shots from our chopper. Piha Beach is just a unique stretch of sand. As we've said, the most treacherous stretch of sand in New Zealand, living up to its reputation today.
Stephen King there, the first to see the turning mark. You notice they went out in the rip. They've now taken a dead set right-hand turn. They are now swimming right across the beach. They're no longer going out to sea. They're swimming right across the beach. Big wave. Big wave. Oh, big wave. He's popped up the other side. Luckily, it's broken into deep water. And all of them have had to turn and dive back underneath. They're now looking for that swim can. Hard enough just to locate the swim cans out here, let alone negotiate these huge waves on the outside break. Let's see when they turn and come in. We're going to see some great action.
More drownings and more rescues at this beach than all of New Zealand put together. So this is one dangerous piece of sand. We'll take a commercial break and get back to the action. Round 5 of the Uncle Toby Super Series, pounding in at Piha after this commercial break.
.30 Monday.
You are back in the whitewater at Piha, round 5 of the Uncle Toby Super Series, and everybody getting cleaned up around the buoy.
Oh, and they're having terrible problems getting around it. There's another huge set of waves, and it's just smashing into the... That's got to be a 10-foot wave. Look at the whitewater. Where's the buoy? The turning buoy's gone. It's been washed away. Oh, there's the mark, so they can still see the little orange mark, and there's some giant waves breaking around it. Look at the size of it. Now, the rubber ducky's getting in as close as it possibly can. Now there's confusion completely because the guys are just sitting there not knowing where to turn. Now, Graham Bruce is out there, and Graham Bruce is in that rubber ducky. He is the water marshal. He'll be screaming instructions to the guys, and now the rubber duckies are in a terrible place. There's Graham Bruce there in the orange wetsuit, calling out to the competitors as to what they need to do. He's telling them to keep swimming out to sea, and he'll call them around a turning buoy out here. He's on a loudspeaker out there yelling instructions to these guys. The biggest set of the day just came through and completely washed the swimming buoy away. Have a look at it. They're all looking around, not knowing what to do.
And look at this wave building at the back too. Every bit of 8 to 10 foot. I can tell you that they lost 7 anchors off the buoys yesterday, and it is bigger today. We only came with 17, so we've got to be very careful.
So just trying now to work out exactly what it is that they're going to do. Graham Bruce, as I said, belting out instructions to these guys. Some of them have started swimming back in, those that got around the turning buoy in the first place. Now there's Brucey again. He's about to drop this turning buoy out there, and he's yelling out to the competitors. So some of them are going to have to still continue to come and turn around him. Others are on their way back into shore, those that already turned the turning buoy.
So confusion and drama here. Graham Bruce trying to get a buoy down, and the competitors not knowing what's going on. The reason for it, have a look at all that white water as we check a replay of the big wave. 10, 12 foot. Look at the white water. There is 6 foot of it, and it just surges, and bye-bye buoy. Another anchor bites the dust, and the buoy is now on the sand. Have a look at the waves. This is breaking 800 metres offshore. This is the biggest surf we've ever seen in an Uncle Toby Super Series event, and confusion and drama, race 1.
You can see now some of the competitors coming back in towards that second wave area. There's a wave over here. You can see just building up for some of the competitors. No one yet been able to pick a big one out the back. Also notice the way the waves are heading across towards that other headland. They're coming in from the southwest. This beach faces dead west. And you can see there Luke Watson and looks like Glenn Cowder in the orange cap heading back out to sea, still going. Some of the other competitors coming back into the beach.
Guy Leach, when conditions are like this, and there's the boy going for a free ride, a cool head and just being able to think your race through, very important.
Well, certainly you wouldn't want to be going flat out to sea. It's coming back in where you make up all your time if you can log onto one of those waves there and link on and try to get back to the beach the best way you can, but you need to hold your breath for a long time to do that because the waves are so powerful. See, a lot of these competitors really don't know what's going on out there. They're trying to work out if they need to go around that buoy. Some are swimming in. That's Phil Clayton, I think I saw swimming in then. Here's a swell coming up for some competitors. You really need to have your wits about you out there because any sort of mistake that you make, I mean, it can be threatening to your life. It's very, very big out there.
There are question marks everywhere. Athletes have stopped swimming. The waves continue to pound them. Nobody's really sure what's going on. They are ducking up and down. Some continue to swim into the beach. This is our leader.
Stephen King has put in a top performance so far. When you think, as we look at the Holden Frontier race time, 10 minutes 39, Stephen King, the second youngest or the equal youngest competitor in the field, is there. And we also have another competitor. That looks like Grant Wilkinson. It's Grant Wilkinson, I think, has also moved through beautifully. Grant Wilkinson, a renowned big wave surfer from the Allura Surf Club. That is Wilco, and it looks like Wilco's going to be the first to hit the beach and stand. They've got a short run and then out and onto the ski for the second leg. And you thought the swim leg was hard. The ski leg, Leachy, is going to be even worse.
Well, I tell you what, the swim leg is a piece of cake compared to going out on a surf ski. A surf ski, you can't duck under a wave. You can't sort of move it around too much. And it's one of those situations for the guys where they're going to have to sit out there on that southern rip and just sit there and wait there in the white water for a break. As we see Grant Wilkinson wade out of the water, it's quite shallow. It goes shallow right out the back. That's why the waves break so far out. It's quite shallow, even about 400 to 500 metres out there past the break.
Wilco's swimming heritage, his old man, Brian, is an Olympic swim coach. So this is a great performance from Wilco. He's looking good, he's looking strong, but he's not looking forward to getting back in there.
Young Stephen King now coming out, the 19-year-old from Chugan Surf Club. He's having a great year so far. Also, Stephen King, he's running in 10th place at the moment, but he is only 8 points from the lead and is a big chance. He was the guy at Freshwater Beach who made that Final Four and did extremely well. And I expect Stephen King has got a huge future in this sport. Grant Wilkinson has never won a race and 24 years of age from Allura Surf Club, absolutely loves big surf. He's renowned for it. Everybody talks about it when it gets big. This is one of the guys to beat. He finished 16th in last year's series overall, and he at the moment has a 22-second lead over Stephen King. And I think it is Martin Corbett, the brother of champion Ironman Marine Corbett, who has hit the beach in 3rd position.
Guy Andrews there in 4th spot too. That's not him on screen. That is a competitor caught in the whitewater. That's
Martin Corbett now in 3rd position, just dragging his ski down. And just back on the beach picking up their skis is Guy Andrews, and looks like Scott Reeves and others also just picking up their skis on the beach and heading out as we see out the commentary box window. But there's the leaders. Here we are now, the 3rd pack. There's Scott Reeves there in 4th position with Guy Andrews just disappearing out of screen on the left. Nathan Meyer there as well. So there is 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th place. Corey Hutchings, the New Zealander, and the 5-time New Zealand champion, just heading onto his ski. Big winner in yesterday's heats, and he'll be one of the real crowd favourites here today. They've come down to see if Corey Hutchings can possibly win, and Leachy, he is a chance. He's in great form.
Well, he's been training with Craig Riddington at Manly, and he's in the best form of his career. There's not a lot of running in this race here compared to the water legs, and running is his worst leg. So you can take that out of the whole formula. He's one of the favourites, I would think. And Trevor Hendy's coming in just behind Corey Hutchings as well. So he's up there with his best legs to go, the ski and the board.
I can tell you that Trevor Hendy, the man on screen, is 1 minute and 27 seconds behind our leader, Grant Wilkinson. Trevor loves the big surf, although I'm not sure if any of the boys like it quite this big. What they're doing here is going to the southern end of the beach and trying to get into the rip and go straight out by the headland. It is the only way out. You cannot get out the back any other way but take the rip down close to the rocks, treacherously close to the rocks, and try and break through the whitewater that way.
Yes, that's right. It's about a 2K swim, a 2K ski paddle, I'm sorry, and what Tim said is right. There's Guy Andrews on the orange ski in screen. Scott Reeves right on the bottom of the screen, probably the strongest ski paddler in the field, along with Trevor Hendy. And there's a good view from the chopper back to sea. You can see on the right of screen where that green water is, where the white water is not. That's where they're heading, because that's where the deep water is. And they're going to try and push through there. You can see them bouncing up and down. They've got to really pick their way through here.
Look
Stephen
at that.
King, you can see there, is right next to the rocks. And you can see how fast he's moving out to sea because the water's going out that way. Now, he has got to look for a break, look for the sets, pick his way out, and when he sees a break, he's got to go for it.
All right, Stephen King riding the whitewater here at Piha. A quick commercial break and then back with the saltwater action. Big waves, Piha, turning it on for round 5 of the Uncle Toby Super Series. And look at the confused swell, the water surging everywhere. That is no place for a ski to be.
Stephen King has got a break here. I'm not sure what's happened to Grant. That's Grant Wilkinson, I think it might be in screen there. And Wilkinson, I think, has got a break. You can see all the white water from a previous wave, but I think he's got a bit of a lull, and he's going to go for this. Wilkinson's turn. If he can get out in the ski here and get clean, he's going to have a huge lead. And look at him go now. He's had a look. He's made a decision, and look at him sprint now. That's more out of fear than anything else, let me tell you.
Why wouldn't you sprint? It's 10 foot and it looks you in the eye and can crush you here at Piha. Look at the white water. Look at the shore break. And incredible scenes here. It really is a big wave destination. And there's your Vita Brit update there. Wilco in front. King second, Corbett, Andrew, Reeves and Meyer.
And that's Stephen King, you can see on the screen right there in second position. He's also going for it. He's got to get through this area here where the waves are breaking. There's our 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th place getters just coming up through that rip now. And you can see them there, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Guy Andrews in that pack as well. There's Trevor Hendy on the blue ski right in the centre of your screen. I'm sorry, that's Nathan Meyer, same coloured ski, that's Nathan Meyer, yellow cap with the orange star as we zoom in. And Nathan Meyer, you can see he's got to move along as well. They really want to be able to get clean. It looks like there is a bit of a break, and they've been lucky. They might be able to get out cleanly and come around. Meyer in 6th place at this stage. In front of him, one has fallen off, got to get back on. That does look like Martin Corbett, who hit the beach in 2nd position. And Corey's gone straight by him. Corey Hutchings, and that's Guy Andrews, bottom of screen, current Super Series champion with that orange ski. And he is pulled right through and past. And look at Corey Hutchings on the yellow ski flying as they head across the really dangerous impact zone. They've got to get through this area with no sets.
Guy Leach, we saw Corbett come off his ski there. The swell is so confused. There's backwash. It's going in all different directions. It's a difficult day for the craft.
It's certainly a very ugly beach here at Piha. We saw it yesterday. It was much the same. what the guys are going through now is that certainly they're trying to go as hard as they can, but it's a real fill situation out there in the ocean. They're trying to wait their turn to get out. It's not breaking out the back past the southern point there, but once they go around the buoys, they'll come back into big waves. Now, they'll all be going through the nerves out there, because the ski leg of this race is the leg where they could lose the whole event, because you're in a real situation coming in with these sort of waves that you could lose your ski very, very easily.
So they're all over the place trying to find the buoy here. They're heading towards the rubber ducky, and that's the safe thing to do. Head towards the ducky, because if a buoy comes loose, they've got to go around the rubber ducky, and that's what the rule is. Wilkinson now having a look to his left, and he's adjusted his direction. All the guys inside him have gone left much earlier than Wilco. I think they have spotted the turning buoy. It must be out of screen on the left, and that's where they're heading. And Wilkinson has about a 100-metre lead. And out the back here, obviously they're pushing it, Leachy, but not too hard, because you've just got to save some energy and some breath for when you get back into the wave area.
It's a real situation coming back in, and they'll keep talking about that, but it's, as they go over a big swell there.
Swell. Monster.
That's a 10, 12-foot swell there coming through to the beach, but certainly coming back in, they can't afford to catch swells like that. You got guys like Dwayne Tynes over the years that caught huge waves. Well, it's cost him about 20 or 30 grand for the year and about 10 placings, so they need to sneak in, so you'll see the guys doing that. And certainly on a day like today, you need a little bit of luck coming in.
But Leachy, you've got to say the only other thing about that is that because the waves are breaking out so far, that if you know, in a shorter break, you're able to sort of pull off the back of a wave and maybe follow it in, sprint, follow it in. But when you're so far out to sea, you know, what do? Put your feet over the side and wait for the whole set to go. You can't follow a wave in, because the next one will clean you up.
You're really in a situation with this. If you come in the first wave of a set and there's 4 on the set, you're in all sorts of trouble, and God help you out there.
Well, I reckon now you've got about 7 people almost in a line. That's Corey Hutchings on the yellow ski, who has virtually taken the lead. I think Wilkinson's got to come across from the right, but the 5-times New Zealand champ, who finished 14th in last year's series and 16th the year before, he is flying. Guy Andrews on the left, on the orange ski, is also flying. On the right-hand top corner of the screen is Scott Reeves and Grant Wilkinson. And I reckon they're going to surf this big, extraordinary stuff. When they turn this turning buoy, there'll be 6 or 7 guys within about 50 metres, which also means generally, Leachy, that 1 or 2 of them are probably going to have a crack at a wave.
Well, you couldn't think that all 7 of them will get back to the beach without falling off. They're coming into the turning can right now, as we see there on the screen. But certainly, it's a situation where we'll see tactics here. We'll find out just of the guys who've got a bit of bravado in there. Their nerves are up, and they're going to try to fight a big wave in.
It looks like Grant Wilkinson has retained the lead. He is on the ski in the middle of your picture, and he looks like he will turn that buoy in first position. What do you do? Do you take a big one, or do you wait? And you can't afford to be anywhere near an impact zone.
Well, Mick said it before. If you're caught in between sets, you're going to have to go away. Now, unfortunately, the race now has been going for 20 minutes, 45 seconds there on the Holden Frontier race time. And the guys have been out there for a long, long time. We're only halfway through the race with the ski and the board, backing on the ski and the board leg to go. But Grant Wilkinson's doing a great job. He's been known for big waves, and he's had a very, very good ski leg this year. So it's going to be very interesting to see just what happens on the way in.
His heart would now be in his mouth. He's rounded the buoy, and this is where the hard work, the hard decisions have to be made. Remembering that it's 10 to 12 foot. What does he do?
Well, it's going to be very interesting. He's come around the turning buoy and heading back in. You can see what's facing him on the way back in. There is second and third coming around now. That's Stephen King just about to come around in the orange ski. Scott Reeves right next to him on the white ski. Corey Hutchings just coming up to the turning buoy. He is in 4th position. And Guy Andrews, you can see on that orange ski, he's in 5th position. And that is Trevor Hendy in the blue ski in 6th position right behind him.
All right, as the busy part and the dangerous part of the ski is about to go, we'll take a commercial break and get back into the white water on the other side of this break.
Hi, I'm Simon Martin, just wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Grant Wilkinson chasing the ride of his life. Round 5 of the Uncle Toby Super Series here at Pounding Piha. 10 to 12 foot waves, and Wilco in between the trough. We lose sight of him. Look at the shore break in front of him. That's what he's got to look forward to, and look at the monsters out the back.
Well, and his lead isn't big enough that he can just sit over the legs over the side and wait. It's going to be very interesting to see who does what. There's the lead, you can see. There's 4th, 5th and 6th places. Trevor Hendy, in fact, Nathan Meyer, just on that blue ski right of Scream, is in 6th position. And there is Wilco right there. He's now in the wave area. In fact, here's a wave under his ski. I don't know if he'll be able to get this one, but it's a wave under his ski now. He'll get a run on the top. He's pushing for it. He's going to get a run on the top of this. Let's see if he comes over it. I think he will. It's a nice swell. Let's see if he wants to come over it. It's not a big one. No, he's just dropped off the top. Has a good look behind him. The best time for these guys to come in is in between sets. They don't want a giant set of waves because a 10 or 12 foot wave, these skis are 19 foot long. They are very, very tippy stuff. This guy on the screen right now is the world surf ski champion. He won that title in South Africa earlier this year, and that's what faces him about 50 metres further in. A decision he has to make. If Dwayne Thies was out there in that leading pack, he's not too far behind, he would take one for sure. Let's see what Wilco does. He's having a good, long, hard look. Here's a wave. He set himself for this, and he's going to take this one. It's a medium-sized wave on the day, but it's still a big... Oh, look at this! Oh, it's a huge wave. It's going to break behind him, but it's not by today's proportions, it's not the biggest wave of the day. It's only a medium-sized wave, so it's probably a good choice. He's now holding this nicely. It didn't break right at the back where you can see all that white water, so it just shows you how big some of the other sets are. But when it does break behind him, it's going to hit pretty hard. Look at him just gliding through on it. He's still on the swell. When he gets to the inside sandbank, let's see if he can hold it. He's doing a great job so far. He's trying to stride out in front of it. Watch when it breaks behind him. The backwash is hitting him everywhere. Can he hold this one right through? It'll be a great effort. He's held it beautifully through the big wave area. Now look how long he's been on this wave for. Now he starts to paddle. It still hasn't broken this wave yet. He's been riding the swell. He'll hit the sandbank on the inside, and that's when it'll be the hard work for him. Look at him sprint. What a great piece of surfing from Grant Wilkinson. He's heading across to the left because that's where the wave's a little bit smaller. Oh, he's done this perfectly.
He's in trouble now.
He's in a bit of trouble now. Oh, it's hard. Oh, I think he might hold this. Oh, what an effort from Grant Wilkinson. That is as good as it gets. He took the wave beautifully through. The beach has erupted. He's held this wave for about 800 metres from outside right through to the beach. That's about as good as you'll see. And he'll hold this one right through to the sand. See the wave doubling up again now. He's had to lift the nose out of that wave. He'll hold this one through to the beach. Grant Wilkinson, terrific effort. Now he's got the board leg to go. He should be able to win it from here.
That is the world ski paddle champion on your television, and that is why he won that event in South Africa. Perfect work. Scott Reeves now doing it, riding it, laying back, about to get hit by the white water. This is spills and thrills the Ironman way. The Uncle Toby Super Series. What a splashdown.
Watch it now. It's hard. It's broken behind him. It smashed him. If he stays on this, oh no, he's gone. And look, oh, there goes the ski. And that was on the inside break. But he's not too badly positioned because he's probably only about 200 metres off the beach. So he's held that wave from out the back about 600 metres. Now Wilkinson has a real spring in his heel now, and he's flying in. You can see some of the other guys. Corey Hutchings there, bottom of screen, pulling off that wave. Nathan Meyer there in the blue ski. He's right in the impact zone. Let's see what he gets up to. There's one right about to break on him. I think he'll try and come over the back of this. He's gone. Look at Meyer, smashed, absolutely smashed. And is this Trevor Hendy? It is Trevor Hendy. Let's see if Hendy can hold that wave all the way through. And Hendy's been hit, and he is over. The best ever, and Trevor Hendy is gone. Nathan Meyer trying to get back on the ski now. Wilkinson, so far, the only person to get to the beach.
Times like this, Leachy, you must really miss paddling a ski.
It's quite warm up here, isn't it?
Unbelievable action. Look at this.
Corbett, smash! Oh no, he's made it. Surfing. Let's have a look at this next. If it holds up again, he held that beautifully. It smashed right over the top of him, and he held it. And now he's gone. Oh, there he goes.
This simply is the rodeo of the sea. When it's like this, they are riding those skis like they're bucking Broncos, and guess what? The Broncos are winning at this stage. Unbelievable. Corey Hutchings having a bit of a swim. The New Zealand hope in this race. The local sun has taken it. Boof, look at that. foot of white water on him. Welcome home, Corey, the beach says to him. And he's got his paddle, as if it isn't hard enough just to stay afloat there. He's trying to keep hold of his paddle. He's in a lot of trouble as we go looking for some more trouble. Look at the white water. There's Guy Andrews' ski, I think, so he's in there somewhere. Is that guy running in now? I think it is.
Scott Reeves.
Scotty Reeves.
Scotty Reeves, we saw, he was the guy who was coming second, and he fell off that wave. It's taken him about that long, maybe about 2 minutes to get back to the beach. So the lead now for Grant Wilkinson is enormous. Haven't seen Stephen King for a while, and he's obviously out there somewhere. Lan Dara, who was in 9th position going onto the ski, he's on a wave. And very inexperienced competitor Lan Dara, but a very courageous competitor. And Lan Dara, if he can hold this wave, could come right through in about 3rd or 4th, but no, he's gone sideways. Look at him. He's got the legs wrapped over the side, you can see that. And he's got the ski sideways. Terrific effort. He's still hanging in there sideways. Look at Lan Dara.
Right him, cowboy.
Oh, he is really going well. He's still on the ski sideways. He is, oh, that is just amazing stuff.
He's just going to Trevor Hendy. He's going to Trevor Hendy.
He's back on the wave. Oh, what brilliant surfing there from Lan Dara.
We've only seen it
as good as it gets.
That's a fantastic bit of surfing there. What he did there, he rode that all the way out. He should have come up about 4 or 5 times, but he held it right through, and that'll move him up about 10 placings.
And the key there is the way that he just put the legs over the side, and he just would not let that ski go. Rather than having to swim in, he's still on the ski. As Leachy says, he'll pick up an enormous amount of time. Wilkinson, meanwhile, is halfway back out to sea for another crack at this in the board leg.
Look how close to the rocks. Look how close to the rocks Wilkinson is. He's getting a sweep that pushes straight out by that headland. The trick is not to get hit by white water here, though, because as you can see, it's nasty. Those rocks on the left-hand side that he's just about to paddle round are unforgiving. We've seen people hit it yesterday, and you've really got to be careful when you're board paddling. See them heading towards the headland? That is the best way, correction, the only way to get out of this beach, Leachy.
Well, that's right. I mean, if you try and go straight out, as guys did yesterday in the semi-finals, they got smashed, they couldn't get out. So certainly it is a lot smarter going that way, as we see another competitor come down a wave there, hanging on. Simon Martin, the big fella there from Queensland, he's done a great job as well.
Yeah, he's held a wave. It looks like he looks a little bit calmer on this wave, so he's got a nice smaller one. Still going to impact further in, but it looks like a smaller one for him. It'll take him right through the beach.
Well, that's Scott Thompson. Oh, Scott Thompson's ski there. Broken in half. He broke a ski in the first race in Los Angeles at Huntington Beach. He snapped another one here at Piha in New Zealand.
And he won his heat yesterday, so he was looking very good. He was excited about getting out in the big surf. He wanted to prove to people that he can go well in big surf, Scott Thompson. That is just pure bad luck. If the wave crunches on you and snaps your ski in half, there is nothing you can do about that.
Curse of the overseas racing for him, I think.
If it can do that to a ski, what can it do to a person? As we keep saying, this beach is treacherous. More rescues, more drowning than all of the other beaches in New Zealand put together.
Leachy, a question for you. I'm excited about this board leg because, as we've said earlier, the ski leg, you really can't take the big waves, the very, very big ones on the ski, because you just can't hold them. If you're going to swim from a kilometre out to sea, then it's basically suicide. But on the board, you can lay down the back and hold on to those straps and take a big one. Let's have a look now at Wilco's wave in replay. We'll come back to Leachy in a second. It is going to be very, very interesting to see whether he can get out here. We'll want to have a look at Wilco's wave in replay in just a moment's time as he tries to head out on the board. He's really moving quite cautiously now. You can see him amongst all that white water there. Has a look behind him. There must be a set of waves. There is a set of waves I can see out the commentary box window. He's waiting to see what happens with them. They're all broken in front of him, and he's got to get through these without really, obviously he can't lose his board. That's the main thing. Those straps just in front of his face there, you can see. If a wave comes, he'll grab hold of those and roll under it. Let's have a look at that replay now of Wilkinson on this wave. Look at the swell when it built up behind him. Now these skis are 19 foot long. Work out for yourself how big this wave is. That's a 19-foot long ski. Therefore, work out the size of the wave at home yourself. This isn't one of the big ones. This one didn't even break out the back where all that white water is. Just shows you. I reckon some of these waves out the back, the sets have got to be at least 12 feet.
Well, certainly this wave here, he picked the right wave, didn't he? It didn't break at the start when he went onto it. It looked like it was going to break from top to bottom, and that was the secret why he rode it so far through. And he's got this one right through. It didn't break till right near the end, and he got that right through, and that gave him about a minute 30 lead going into the board leg, which he's got right now.
Martin Corbett, spills and thrills at Piha, and plenty of it still to come. Exclusive to Network 10, this is round 5 of the Uncle Toby Super Series. See you after the break.
opportunity, motive.
Piha Beach dishing up waves we have never seen in 8 years on the Super Series circuit. New Zealand turning it on. This is a race for the lovers of the big surf, and Wilco is proving it. He's out in front, bobbing up and down like a cork. Have a look at it. The troughs, the highs and lows of this big New Zealand swell. This is Ironman racing at its best, Guy Leach.
Well, as we were saying before, Mick was saying it'll be interesting on the board because of the straps they have at the back of the board there. They can hang on to pretty much any wave at any size, and whereas on the ski they won't go the big ones, on the board they will. So just sit there, sit back at home and watch what these guys do on the way in on the board.
And look at Scott Reeves, just got round a big left-hander, and Trevor Hendy, I can assure you, was right underneath it. So Hendy had to roll under that. Look at Reeves, let's watch what he does here. He'll get over this one, and he thinks, oh, look at that, he's just gotten over the top. By the pace that he's going right there, I'd say he's got another one in front of him as well. And Reeves heading across slightly to the right. Look at this one. Oh, he's just going to make it over the top. And, oh, through and underneath the lip. Look at the amount of water that comes through with those. The wave is nearly as thick as it is high. And Scott Reeves still working because there's obviously more waves. He has a look behind. And Grant Wilkinson is a further 400 metres out to sea and getting very close to the turning cans. And before too long, he'll turn and head back in. And it would be great if we see a set of waves because Wilco will have a go at it. You can bet your life. He's coming out now towards the rubber ducky, and obviously a buoy again has come loose, and he's been told exactly what to do. You see that? That's the little marker buoy. The major buoy has obviously come loose. Wilkinson is around that. Notice the course has also changed. We don't have two buoys anymore for all these legs. There is only one. Wilkinson, a nice swell there. He won't pick this up. Another 100 metres or so. If there's a big set of waves comes through here, I'm sure Wilco will take whatever dishes up. Coming into the wave area, perhaps 60, 70 metres to go before he's in the impact zone. He'll see Scott Reeves and Trevor Hendy on their way out. They're in second and third. Nathan Meyer currently in fourth. Guy Andrews in fifth. Lan Durra, courtesy of that great surfing effort, has moved up into sixth position. And Martin Corbett is in seventh. There is the Vitabrits update with Durra in sixth position.
Wouldn't you know it? When he wants one, there's not one there. So he's paddling round. Grant Wilkinson looking behind himself. Mother Nature can be cruel when they thunder in on the way out, and when he wants a free ride, he can't get one.
I think there is a set of waves. We'll see Wilkinson pull onto a wave back there in a second. Wilkinson there looking second and third coming out towards the turning band, but I think Wilkinson has got a wave out the back. Wilkinson, I think, is certainly going to get one any second because there are some great waves happening. There he is now, Wilkinson. There's a wave that he's looking for. Let's see if he can pull over this one. It's a big one. Look at this. Look at the size of this wave. Watch him come down. The board's a 10 foot long. If that wave's not 12 foot, I don't know what is. A big wave that's broken behind him. The whitewater's caught up. He's got to hang on now. He's completely swallowed up. Where is he? He's been smashed. Oh, there he is.
He's come out.
Oh, he's come out.
Oh.
He's come out. What an effort. What an effort. He was gone for 5-6 seconds at least. He hung onto those straps at the back for dear life, and he has made it through. Wilkinson, you genius. That was a terrific effort. That's as good as it gets. That was fantastic stuff. He's held a big wave out the back. I mean, I'll tell you what, in 8 years, that's as good a wave as you'll see anyone take on a board. He got completely smashed in the whitewash with a 10-foot board. You couldn't see him, and he's come through with it.
Well, that's high praise indeed from Michael Porra, who himself was a 15 times Australian board paddling champion. For him to say it's the best he's seen, well, you've just seen the best we've had in 8 years. Grant Wilkinson, he'll want a VHS of this race. Don't worry about that. He did the same thing on the ski, and we'll have a look at the replay. Mick, talk us through it as an expert.
Well, look at the size of this wave. Oh, he's come sliding down it. Oh, look at it. He's up the back of the board. He's holding onto the handles. It's when he gets right to the bottom and the whitewater catches up, there's a dangerous part. Now he's at the bottom. Notice across from left of screen comes another big hunk of whitewater, completely over the top. I reckon the wave was 6-10 feet in front of him. No sign of him, no sign of him. And finally, he pops out. Unbelievable stuff. We all thought he was gone. He was under there for too long. Somehow he kept the nose of the board up, and he deserves this victory like you've never seen. He loves a big surf. He'll be talking about that wave for some time.
Leachy, he must have been doing 40k an hour down the face of it.
I'll tell you what, you can go to Disneyland and pay for a ride and it wouldn't be as good as that one.
Oh, boy. Well, look at the smile on his face. Wilco's come in. Not only is he going to win this one by a country mile, but he also has held one of the great waves, and he is very, very proud of himself. He's known as a big wave rider, this guy. He loves the big surf, and he has come out and done it on a big day. As we said at the start of the show, one of the biggest surfs, if not the biggest surf we've ever held a race in, certainly the most treacherous. This was one of the guys who said, when they were asked, do you want to race, this guy said, I don't even staying here for the boat, I'm going out to warm up. He couldn't wait to get out there. And the winner of the first race today, Uncle Toby Super Series round 5, is Grant Wilkinson. Well done, Grant, great effort.
The double sprint winner, race 1, Grant Wilkinson. 2 rides of his life. First the ski, and then a magnificent board performance. Have a drink. Why wouldn't you after that? Sensational. He really, that was such a polished performance in the biggest wave we've seen. Look at him. He said it was 5 times bigger than me.
And that's Scott Reeves, I think, on a wave.
Trevor Hendy.
Trevor Hendy's also pulled a great wave. I assume he's in second position. Hard to tell because they are all over the ocean. But I'm pretty sure Trevor Hendy's in second position. Watch this one break behind him now. He's gone right across to the left. Well done, Trevor. That took him out of the worst part of the wave, and he cut right across the face of it, where it was a little bit smaller. A left-hander, as they call it. He took it across, and that was able to get him out of the impact zone. He'll now calmly take this one right through. And Trevor Hendy, boy, he'll be happy with second. Remember, 2 races today. 2 races all up, and we add the points up, and it does look like someone, I've just had a look out the window, it does look like Scott Reeves. I called that because that's where he was, and he's gone missing, Scott Reeves, and we can't find him. The rubber ducky has gone over towards the rocks.
Oh, he's lost his board on the rocks.
He's lost his board on the rocks, and the rubber ducky's gone right inside there.
Oh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous in there.
There's his board. There's a surfboard there. The rubber ducky also picking up a surfer. It was a surfer, in fact, that the rubber duckies had to go and rescue in the middle of the race. So, thank God, it's not Scott Reeves. It was a surfer. He's okay. The rubber duckies had to go and rescue someone caught out there in the middle of this race. So, Graham Bruce and the team out there doing a terrific job, not only worrying about our competitors, but also doing this. A bit of a sprint going towards the finish here. Scott Reeves, there he is left of screen. He's popped up way, way south on the beach. He looks across to his left shoulder, and Trevor Hendy's going to come across right behind him. So Scott Reeves will come through in second position, and Trevor Hendy will be in third. Guy Andrews in fourth. Remember, we have to add the points up after 2 races, so all these places are really important. Scott Reeves, second place, big chance to win overall today. Trevor Hendy, third place, big chance to win overall today. And Guy Andrews just coming into the beach now. The 2 of them, 3 of them are there now discussing their options for the next race. Scott Reeves very, very happy to finish in second, just talking about the things that he's done. And it does look, in fact, Guy Andrews just coming into the beach now, and he, in fact, is near the rocks, and he is in 5th position. Nathan Meyer is on the beach and running up in 4th position. Here he is now, Nathan Meyer. Great effort from him, the 21-year-old. And Nathan Meyer will take 4th. Guy Andrews will take 5th.
Down to the beach now, Matty White with our winner of race 1.
Well, you want to be paid to do this kind of stuff, but Grant Wilkinson, you absolutely love the big surf, don't you?
Yeah, it's a bit more interesting than the flat water of Glenelg or somewhere, so that was fun out there, but definitely scary.
We've got a lot to talk about. Tell us first of all about that ski, because the wave that you pulled in on the ski was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, well, once I pulled it, I thought it wasn't too bad, and I wasn't going to let it go, and I just worked across a bit over into the hole here, and once, you know, I sort of turned behind, and I saw there was a bigger one behind, so I wasn't going to let go of the one I had, but I managed to hold it to the beach, which was good.
Some of the most amazing things I've ever seen on a beach was you on the board coming back in. Where the devil did you go?
Well, I did about 2 barrel rolls in the whitewash. I was just hanging on, and I thought, this is it, I'm off the back of the wave. There was no way I was letting go of my board, and I've come out in front, I've opened my eyes, I was still on it, I'm like, well, I'll take it. It was good, but, well, I don't know, 1 more to go, we'll see how we go.
He's got 100 stories to tell, we'll let him tell him. Well done, congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
News from the course. Thank you, Matty, for that interview. News from the course. Josh Blair and Dwayne Tye still haven't finished the ski leg. So, the waves taking their toll here at Piha Beach as we take a commercial break.
Corey Hutchings, 5 times New Zealand Ironman champion, now taking on the Aussies.
I'm 24 and I'm not married and I'm 100% single. My career highlight would have to be winning 5 New Zealand Ironman titles. My aim this year for the series is to break into the top 8. I started in the Nippers when I was 5 years old. My favourite event is the short course racing, just because I feel much more comfortable over the sprint events. The person I most admire in sport would have to be Mick Doohan, because he's a freak. My strongest leg is the board because it relates well to surfing, and I love surfing. I can't go past any food mum cooks, especially the lamb roast. In the future, I'd like to either be a coach or get into property development.
Spotlight, proudly brought to you by Holden Frontiera.
When we're in New Zealand, we like to do it the Novotel way. Bang smack in the middle of Auckland, the Novotel has been home to the Uncle Toby Super Series for the past 4 or 5 days. And of course, it's Christmas. Not that it needs to be, because the Novotel is always a great place to celebrate. Piha Beach, 50 minutes west of Auckland, has turned it on for round 5 of the Uncle Toby Super Series, a 10-foot-plus day. Thank you very much for joining us on the biggest surf an Ironman event has seen in the 8 years we've been covering it. Right now, we go down to Matty White, and he's got a local legend.
Yeah, Tim, here's a fella who knows how to show his mates a good time, isn't it? Corey Hutchings, you really show them the sights and sounds of Piha Beach around here.
Yeah, I've brought them to a good place, haven't I? Eh?
Tell us about the conditions. Absolutely enormous, especially out the back. When you finally get out there, you're hit by mountainous waves.
Yeah, not only enormous, but really, really dangerous as well. We're going really close to the rocks, and like in that race then, I think one of the times I went and hid behind one of the rocks and then ducked out and got round the sets, and then I looked up and it was just like a block of units breaking in front of me. It was huge.
Some incredible vision we saw of the guys coming in on the ski. You lost your paddle on the way in. How the hell did you get back in?
I lost my ski, and then I had my paddle, and I thought, well, I've got a lot of money a lot of money to lose, so I might as well throw my paddle away. So I threw that away, and I was actually paddling out on my board. I was over on the rocks on my board, and I paddled straight past my paddle. I thought, God, you know, I should grab it now, but I just let it float, and they actually ended up in the cove over there. So lucky.
Tell us about tactics. Is it just survival, or can you plan a race in this kind of conditions?
Yeah, for sure. You can plan to just go out in the rip and just pray on the way in, but it's actually, once you get out behind that, I think it's Camel Rock, there's a hell of a lot of big waves breaking out behind that rock, and it's just dangerous, and out the back there's no tactics. It's just survival, and you're just looking at your mates, and we're all looking at each other going, oh God, you know. So
well, Grant Wilkinson nailed it in the first race. Of course, he might have got lucky with a bit of wave selection. Is he still the one to beat, though, because he loves the big waves?
Yeah, I think so. He's you know, he was the only one. He was, as soon as we got here this morning, he was straight out there for a warm-up, and he's you know, he hangs out at Shark Island there in Cronulla a bit, so he's used to this sort of stuff.
Well, keep your head down and good luck for race 2.
Thanks, Matty. Cheers.
Yeah, Grant Wilkinson hangs out at Shark Island, which is a big wave destination down in Sydney town. He's used to this sort of stuff. Not only that, he revels in it. Great interview there with Corey Hutchings, who played a very important role in getting the series to Piha Beach, Michael Porra.
Yeah, he sure did. In fact, it was his recommendation that brought us here. He said this is the biggest wave venue. Have a look at Piha first when we thought we were going to go there. And he picked it right. Look at that shot. And we've had some unbelievable waves here today. None better than the Grant Wilkinson wave. And I'm going to bore you all afternoon with this, folks, because this is a beauty. Look at him slide down this wave. It's 10 foot long, and he gets to the bottom. Another bit of whitewash comes across. He's completely gone here. The wave covered him up. He's disappeared, him and his 10-foot-long board. Somehow, he pops out the top and down again. Unbelievable stuff. Bashes him again. He made it right through to the beach. All right, let's look at the results after race 1. Grant Wilkinson, of course, first place. Scott Reeves, Trevor Hendy, Nathan Meyer, Martin Corbett, Guy Andrews in 6. All these guys are still in it, as is Brett Tyker. Great effort from Lan Durra. And then we have places 9 through to 16. Simon Martin, Crowe there in 11th. Corey Hutchings, we just saw in the interview, was in 10th place, down to Glenn Cowdery in 16.
All righty, look at that. Piha pounds another ski, a broken ski, fair in half there. Now, on a day like this, you need motivation, and it's time to get motivated. Here's a profile on a guy called Guy.
I think winning's like a drug. I'm an aggressive racer, but I try not to be a dirty racer. I'm not scared of competition. I don't care who it is.
The Guy Andrews philosophy, never say die. There's another one too, no fear. and another, get out of my way.
When I'm at my best, I'm always just seeing that person as an object that I need to get past. They're just in the way of what I want to achieve, so I just need to get past them.
But all the talk in the world counts for little if there's no substance behind it. And if anyone's got the bite to match the bark, it's this bulldog of the beach.
Well, I'm paddling a ski pretty well, so being ski first, I'm going to go out pretty hard and hopefully get a little wave maybe and just hang in there.
Andrews first up, he'll get this. Used to run hard, but Andrews is too quick. He's too tenacious.
And all the guys today, fantastic race, and mate, I had to work hard, it's there.
Look at Andrews come up this hill.
Andrews pushing hard to get over this one.
And he is motoring, Guy Andrews.
But when it comes to the heart department, well, he got a bull heart. He never says die.
Andrews grits his teeth and gets to the line.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog.
And when Guy Andrews fights, it's no backyard scrap. He's like a heavyweight who never hears the bell.
So let's throw the canvas down and let these guys slug it out.
It's really a natural instinct thing for me, it is anyway. You know, I think about automatically what tactics I need to use, how I need to catch up or get in front, or what's coming up next.
Andrews is a two-time series champion and a winner of the Australian Ironman title. Not bad for someone who reckons he's not a natural surfer. But then, he wasn't meant to be an actor either.
How you go? What's going on?
Isn't it you good?
Yeah.
Can't live with them, eh?
You said it. What do you think of the waves?
Yeah, not bad. Let's get out there.
Take a paddle?
Yeah, all right.
But Hollywood will have to wait. There's a house at Tugun on the Gold Coast to finish off first, a definite future in triathlons to foster, and a freewheeling spirit just itching to let the bulldog loose on professional motorsport.
Hopefully after 30 I'll be racing full time in some form of motorsport and doing a bit of triathlon and Ironman just for fun.
Just for fun. Never. Try another Andrews adage. Full throttle.
Rock fishing at Piha. Look at the whitewater being tossed around. I don't know if I'd be that keen for a fish there. Scotty Reeves riding and sliding in the whitewater. Look at that. It is the rodeo of the sea, no doubt about it. It has no time for Ironman or his craft. That is gorgeous, Piha Beach. Well, it looks nice. It's very, very mean. Don't you go away. Race 2 pounds your way after this commercial break. Welcome back to Piha Beach on the North Island of New Zealand. A lot of young talent about on the Uncle Toby Super Series and the Devondale Iron Women Series, and it doesn't go unrewarded. The Citizen Rookie of the Year Award, great watch prizes for both the men's and women's Citizen Rookie of the Year. Great underwater watches. Citizen, a great way to tell the time. And also, if you want to end up like that fella and you live on Sydney's northern beaches, there's a Nippathon at North Narrabeen in February. You ring the club and get the details if you want to become a young Ironman or woman. It looks like we're just about ready for a start in race 2. There'd be some butterflies in the tummy right there, Michael.
Yeah, and if you have just joined us, the race today was a triple sprint, but in fact it's been modified because of the size of the surf. There will only be 2 races all up today. We have had one race, won in incredible style by Grant Wilkinson. This is the second race. They're about 40 minutes long. The order in this race is board first, then swim, then ski. It's going to be a great order because with ski last, no one is safe in this race. No matter what the lead you get through it, you could be first and go to last in the ski leg, last race in this one. So it's going to be very, very exciting. They're set now before a start. They're getting the last-minute instructions. Leachy ski last is going to be great in this one.
Well, I tell you what, not like the other race where Grant Wilkinson led pretty much from start to finish. In this next race coming up, the last race of today's event, with ski last and the way the surf is at about 8 to 10 feet out the back, I tell you what, you really wouldn't know whether you've won until you put your feet on the sand and run to that finish line.
And 21 competitors. In fact, now we're down to 19 competitors because Dwayne Thies and Scott Thompson both broke their skis and did not finish. So we are down on very, very bad luck for both those competitors. Dwayne Thies, a great big wave competitor, and he will be absolutely shattered that happened to him. Trevor Hendy, closest to camera here, a big chance overall. He finished second in the first race today. I'm sorry, third in the first race today if you've just joined us. And there it is, race 2 is underway. One of the big things about this one is that 5 competitors, Scott Reeves, Nathan Meyer, Guy Andrews, Phil Clayton and Trevor Hendy, if any of those 5 win today's race overall, they will be the new overall leader in the series. So that's how close the series is. It's going to be very, very exciting stuff. The board leg, about 1,500 metres. They've got to go straight out to sea around one turning buoy. Already they've moved right down into the rip, and that will take them straight out. Now the tide has been going out very, very quickly. If you've been watching the telecast all afternoon, by this stage in the first race, they would have been paddling. But you can see there that high water mark is right up near where those cars are up there near the dunes. That's how far the tides come out, and therefore the rip is really, really moving.
There's an enormous amount of water, as you can see, sweeping down to the right of your screen, out along the headland. That is the only way to get out here at Piha Beach. It's an elevator ride out through the break, although there is some white water breaking along it right now.
I reckon these guys have got, it looks pretty tranquil from these pictures right here. They have probably got 20 white water waves already broken and in front of them right now. About 1 kilometre they've got to paddle to get right out past the waves out the back. They've just started to paddle through the waves here. Probably the longest break, when you have a look how close to the shore they are right now, it's got to be one of the longest breaks, certainly the longest break I've ever seen.
Certainly a great spot for an Ironman race, with the guys having to paddle right down the beach, go out in the southern rip, and then try to get through the waves out the back and the bank there, then get around the course and come back in the big waves, where we've lost someone off the board straight away there. Stephen King there coming off. He was looking good in the first race, but lost his ski, and he finished back in about 13th position in the first race. So he needs to sort of get his head together and get back in this race if he wants to be up there at the end of the day.
And anyone can win. At the first race, we had in first place Grant Wilkinson and Scott Reeves, Trevor Hendy, Nathan Meyer, Martin Corbin, a top performance in 5th, Guy Andrews in 6th, Brett Tyack, Lan Durra, Simon Martin and Corey Hutchings, the 5-times New Zealand champ. They were the top 10 in the first race. Remember, we add up the points. If you win, you get 1 point. 2, you get second. At the end of the 2 races, the person with the lowest points is the overall winner of the day. And just look at the rip there. They're right next to the rocks, getting sucked along. Philip Clayton, you can see there on the black board. He's got that maroon cap, left of screen, top left of screen. He's in first place at this stage. And right next to him, that looks like Josh Blair, who's sitting right next to him in second position. And Blair, in fact, Blair finished last in the first race, and so he had some terrible problems with his ski as well. They're all in a pack here. They're going to pick their way out. It looks like a lull just about now, so the guys might start to really go for it shortly.
Philip Clayton out in front. He had a disappointing race. The first one, he finished 15th. That was after he won his semi-final heat here yesterday, so he'll be able to improve on that. But Mother Nature plays a big role when it is 10 foot plus and you're paddling at Piha, as we have seen. This is an enormous paddle out. It really is 800 metres at least of white water. Without this rip, I don't think they could race.
No, they wouldn't be able to race. They dead set would not get out through the break if they had to go out in the middle of the beach. It's only courtesy of this deep water right here that they're able to actually get out through the break. So we've been paddling now for about 2 or 3 minutes. They are only about halfway out. The big waves, they've still got to face. There they are there. You can just see the pack of them right in the middle. Look at all that white water beyond them. If they get a break here, they'll get out cleanly, and they really want to start going for it now. I think you'll see the speed pick up because they've got to race through this impact zone. Nothing worse than having to go under a 10 or 12 footer. And backwashes there also, Guy, coming off the rocks.
Yeah, some great backwashes there coming off the rocks. Phil Clayton surfing one out to sea, which you don't see too often. And he's, for such a young guy, only 19, he's very, very good in the surf, Phil. and look for him in this race. He had a disappointing first race, but I'm certainly sure they'll be up there in this race.
And Corey Hutchings, the New Zealander on that whiteboard, the 5 times New Zealand champ from Midway Surf Club in New Zealand, based in Australia now at Coleroy Surf Club. He's taken the lead. You can see him there right in the centre of the screen on the whiteboard. Philip Clayton on his right, and the rest of the field following that. A couple of guys got hit. Guy Andrews, I think, on the red board just got hit. And they do look like it's fairly clean. I think they're going to get over most of these waves, and we'll see on the way back in whether they can get in as cleanly as this.
So Corey Hutchings and Phil Clayton, they trained together. Interestingly, yesterday in the semi-finals, Clayton won one, and guess who won the other one? Corey Hutchings. So they're in good form, and they're showing that now in this board paddling leg. They do a lot of Ks together on Sydney's northern beaches, so I wouldn't be leaving them alone out in front. This could be a bit of a break. What do you think, Leachy?
Well, Corey's he's unique in that he's been in the series for a long time now, but each year he seems to get a little bit better, as Mick will back me up with this one. He's the type of guy that works off confidence. He's very, very confident this year, and he really felt before he came here to New Zealand to compete in his hometown that he could really do the job here and have all his friends come down and watch him. So he's proving that today with such a good result.
His highest place ever is a 6th, which he received at Manly in 1993-94 season. He'll be looking to do better than that. Finish 10th in the first race today. If he can get up in first or second, he may be in this overall to win it.
His father, Ben Hutchings, is a former New Zealand national coach. He would be a very proud man today. Corey doing very well at home, at Piha, and I know there's a lot of crowd support on the famous black sand here for Corey Hutchings.
And there's a big set of waves just coming underneath them. You can see Guy Andrews just come over the top of a big swell then. Corey Hutchings is well and truly clear. And look at the size of this wave. Oh, they've just gone over the top of some of those. You can see they're heading towards some white water out the back. So some of the big sets even breaking further out. Corey Hutchings and Phil Clayton, have a look behind them. They've opened up a bit of a break. It's going to be great. Let's hope a set of waves comes when they turn the cans, because those two guys, great surfers, both of them. They won't let anything go. They'll take whatever's there. Look at the sets breaking out the back. That's a kilometre out to sea. There are the guys just beyond those breaking waves now, heading out towards the turning can. The order, as I've said, is board, swim, ski. Turn the cans back into the beach and then into the swim and the ski. And there they are now coming to the turning buoy. Just one can today, and they're coming from all different directions. You see how far they've come. They were right up near the rocks there to get out. They've got to paddle directly down the beach. Then they go around the turning buoy and back in. Corey Hutchings, a wide turn there. And almost straight away they'll be looking for waves, and there's a big set of waves also. Corey Hutchings heading across to the left. If he can pull this set of waves, there is a monster. They've all stopped. You can't see, but you will see in a second. Look at the set of waves. Corey Hutchings, middle of screen, going for a monster. There he is, right at the top of the screen. He's just dropped off the back of it. It was a huge wave. I don't think anyone was able to come down that one, and I think there might be one or two to follow. All the competitors stopped. They were all concerned. No one wanted to take that first one, I don't think. It could have been suicide. And you can see now Philip Clayton going for one. Hendy, top of screen, pushing for one. Philip Clayton's got one. That looks like Scott Reeves has just dropped off the back, and Philip Clayton's just dropped off the back. Now they're in the impact zone. The big sets have, in fact, gone, so they're going to have to paddle back into the middle section now. And this is where it starts to get a little bit dangerous, because if they get caught inside and one comes through from behind, they could be in big trouble. Here's another swell here, some of them on the top. I think they might just pull over the top of this. Looks like Hendy pushing forward hard. No, they've just dropped off the back. It's a smaller wave, this one. I don't think anyone will get it. Is that Corey just going to come over the top? He has. Corey Hutchings has pulled this one, or is that Josh Blair?
Joshua Blair.
Josh Blair has pulled down this one. He went further south, and he has pulled this wave, and it's broken over the top of him, and he should be able to hold this one comfortably. Now look at the size of, oh, it's really hit him hard. Oh, it's doubled up, and it has smashed him. He's gone. I don't think, oh, he's still in there sideways. He's hung onto that board. That's what he had to do, hold the handles. Now that wave came across from the left and really smashed him. It looked like he was safe, but then it doubled up again and moved in from the side and really crunched him. So he's dropped off that, and there are more waves. There's a great wave out the back. There's 6 or 8 on a wave out the back as Josh Blair looks for one. See Blair now. There's a, they can see there right of screen. There's a wave with 5 or 6 on it. A couple have dropped off now, and another wave behind it as well. Some nice swells. Scott Reeves, left of screen with the green cap, is on this one. I think that's Martin Corbett, also right next to him, coming through on this one.
Great surfing skills at Piha.
That's Martin Corbett right there. In fact, that's Martin Corbett now, blue cap with the yellow stripe, and he's held a nice one, and that's going to take him right through into, I think, into maybe even first position. Now, there's the second wave here now. and that's Scott Reeves closest to the camera, and it looks like Philip Clayton on the other side, also on the same wave. And there's Martin Corbett now in the shallow water. He's only got about 100 metres to go on this wave, and he'll take this one right through.
He's a trialist. Great performance this to be leading a red-hot field in the biggest surf we've had for 8 years. Gutsy performance. It's a lottery when it's 8 to 10 foot, Leachy.
Well, certainly he's a great board paddler. He did a great job on that wave. It really smashed him around. He hung onto his board, got the next one coming through, and it's really paid off for him. So it's great to see Martin in front, a young guy who's gone through the trials.
Look at the surging water. Look at the rips, the waves. It is a treacherous beach, we keep saying it, and it is living up to its reputation here today. Martin Corbett, first to stand on the famous black sand, lifts the legs as he gets out now for a short run.
Philip Clayton and Scott Reeves are right behind him, and Stephen King also right behind that. There's about 6 or 7 competitors about to hit the water. So Martin Corbett first up. This is the brother of Reen Corbett, the twice Devondale Ironwoman Series champion. He was third in the Queensland Championships earlier this year in 1996. He's 26 years of age, formerly from Taree. That's where the Corbetts grew up, and he's only been seriously back in training for the last year or two. An unusual age to really start getting into the sport, but he's done extremely well. Here are the rest of the competitors now, second and third. Philip Clayton and Scott Reeves coming through in second and third. That's the place where you expect to see Philip Clayton, not 15th where he finished in the first race today. Scott Reeves, at the moment, if he stays where he is, he will win today overall. So he's in the leading position right now because Reeves finished in second place in the first race today. So the places, Corbett through first, then Clayton and Reeves. Nathan Meyer has just come through in fourth position, followed by Hutchings, Watson, King and Tyak.
Martin Corbett, that's his running style. There's a bit of ability in the family guy.
Oh, geez, I never knew he was this good, and he's certainly showing it this year, isn't he? He's had a great board leg there, and it's good to see Phil Clayton and Scotty Reeves are having a chat to each other as they go back into the water for the swim leg. And Corey Hutchings, Brett Tyke's even up there. He's had a bad season for him, but he's right in there at the moment as well.
The relaxed running style of Phil Clayton. We'll take a break from Piha Beach, returning with all the action of race 2 after this.
Hi, I'm Josh Blair, wishing you all a Merry Christmas, and if you're driving over the Christmas break, take it easy.
Back into the enormous lineup here at Piha Beach on the North Island of New Zealand. And this is hard work. The tide dropping very, very quickly. An enormous amount of water sweeping out. There is a sweep out the back through an 8 to 10 foot surf. And a surprise leader, Martin Corbett.
Well, yeah, he sure is. And there are the places at the end of the board. Corbett first, Clayton, then Reeves, Meyer, Hutchings and Watson. Stephen King, Tyak, Gilbert, Reeves, Cowdrey and Crow back in 12th position. And Trevor Hendy is next in 13th position. So he's in a bit of trouble at the moment. And Grant Wilkinson, who was the winner of race 1, is back in 14th position. Guy Andrews in 16th position. So some of the highly fancied guys overall are well back. At this stage, if it stays the way it is, it'll be a fight between Martin Corbett and Scott Reeves for overall honours. Corbett having finished 5th in the first race today and currently running first now.
Guy, with this tide dropping as quickly as it is, there's a big wade and a big porpoise now. There is a lot of shallow water to get across before you even contemplate swimming.
I'm sure Scotty Reeves, being 6'4", would be happy with that. With the low tide, it means that the waves, those bigger ones we saw in the first race, won't be breaking out as far. But certainly the smaller waves we saw that didn't break with Wilkinson in that first race with the ski, they'll start to break now because the level of water is a lot lower, and those type of waves will break. So it will actually make it a lot harder for the guys out there.
That's a great shot. That is a little cove to the left of Piha Beach that the water is swooshing straight down there, left to right of screen. You can see it now. That is the fast way out to the break. It's also a dangerous way because there's lots of white water, and you see the things on the left, they hurt. They're rocks, and have a look at it. Doesn't look like an inviting Sunday afternoon swim to me, and look at the rate of knots he's been swept out.
Well, you can see there with the rocks, he's flying. He would be swimming the fastest he's ever gone, and that's because the water is moving out so quickly. With the tide changing down to low tide as well, the water is really just caning out through that area there, and all the guys are jumping into that rip and getting that free ride out to the back of the surf.
Gee, there's some depth in this field, isn't there? When a beach like this can toss up Martin Corbett, a trialist, Mick, the sport's in good shape as far as ability is concerned.
So much depth, absolutely so much depth, and and he's really learned a lot in his year or so in this sport. He's only been here for 5 races, Martin Corbett, showing great surf skills already, particularly that first wave you saw on the board just a moment ago. He held it beautifully. It looked like he was safe on this, and came down. You'll see the wave break behind him. He lays down any second now, grabs the handles at the back when the white water catches up. So the waves bounced him out, and he's held this wave beautifully. And that was the wave that took him right through. You can see here, the next wave came across and absolutely crunched him. Big wave and a lot of white water and a huge amount of power. But the thing was, Guy, he held onto his board.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You can fall off. What happened there is he actually tipped over on his board and landed on his back, but he hung onto the back straps of his board and consequently jumped the next wave back to the beach and put him into first place. Now, it would be great to see a kid like this who's come through the trials, and it'd be great to see him win a race here today. It'll really give him a lot of confidence for the rest of the year. One of the things that people at home mightn't understand, guys, I mean, you look at waves like that and it doesn't look so bad, but when there's 8 or 10 foot of white water all around you, it's pinning you under, you're not getting a breath, and you're racing at race pace, so your pulse is already at 160, 180 beats a minute. You're screaming for breath, and then the control and the courage that you've got to have to be able to then hold your breath for another 10 or 15 seconds. That's really what it's all about. Well, the hard thing too is once you get absorbed by that white water, you can't see what's happening. You just sort of feel the power, and you're just hoping that it pushes you out the front. Now, a lot of the times you can catch a rail on the side of your board, and the wave will actually tip you over and land you on your back. Now, the trick there is to really hang on to the board and make sure you don't lose it, because if you did lose that board there, you'd be back in last place right now.
And let's not forget, this is the most dangerous beach in New Zealand, so there's a real danger factor here. More rescues, more drownings here than anywhere else. So it's not to be taken lightly, particularly when there's a 10-foot surf.
This is one of the most dangerous beaches in the world, no doubt. And in fact, the actual rip that they swim out in, that is the rip, the very area where most of the rescues happen, because kids there, they have a swim on the beach, they get sucked into that rip, and the lifesavers here have told us they're always plucking people out of that, and that's in fact where all the trouble is caused in this rip, and that's where these Ironmen are heading to go out to utilise it. So it just shows you how tough these guys are.
Look at the swim leg. How difficult is this with the pounding white water? This is a bit different to swimming up and down the pool where they do a lot of training, Lynchy. This is a confused, disorganised swell with line after line of white stuff.
You get the Ironman race, the days where the swell's very small, and you look at your 400-metre times in the pool, and you really much gauge off just that fact of how you're going to go in the race in the swim leg. But on a day like this, that's been thrown out the window. It's just you need a certain pace, but you need to have the skills to go under the white water. You need to be able to be smart enough when you come in to hold on to those waves. And just keep cool, keep clear about what you're doing out there, because sometimes when you're out there in the heat of the moment, you can make mistakes and it can really cost you. The guys like Trevor Hendy and those sort of guys, they don't make many mistakes out there, so you've got to be very, very careful. And all these guys today, well, they'll certainly earn their money for what they've done out there.
And that's Scott Reeves who's taken the lead, and look at the set of white water out beyond him. He's going to have to dive under this shortly. He's right in the centre there. You can see them just diving under that wave. And these guys have got a few more big waves to go under. They're now searching for the can to turn around. In the first race, they had terrible problems trying to locate that can. It broke loose, and you can see the duckies coming in now to push them again. And they're swimming. Scott Reeves now looking for that turning buoy. This race could be won and lost right here by who is the best navigator. Whoever can find this turning buoy. They're now swimming directly across the beach towards the rubber ducky, and they're going to try and find this turning can. It may have well washed away. If it has, there is another smaller mark. The big buoy itself has washed away, as it has all day long, and there's now a smaller mark right near where that rubber ducky is. You can see just coming into picture, and that's where they've got to head for. You can just see it there. Little orange turning buoy. Fantastic. I mean, just imagine 10 or 12 foot waves. They've got to stick their head up and try and find this little tiny turning buoy in the middle of all of it, and there it is right there. And they've got to turn around that and head back into sea. I mean, extraordinary stuff. Scott Reeves, straight as a die around that can.
We lost 7 anchors yesterday. We've lost another 5 today. We only brought 17. We're in trouble. Don't go anywhere. This is the Uncle Toby Super Series in huge surf at Piha. See you after the break.
Hi, my name is Tracy Bingham. I play Jordan Tate on Baywatch. You're here with Channel 10 watching the Uncle Toby Super Series. See you back in a moment.
Monday.
The surging whitewater of Piha Beach. Welcome back to the double sprint, the second race, and have a look at that. No clear water, just wave after wave of white, tumultuous surf. quite incredible. What a tremendous performance. We're just trying to pick up who that is. I'll throw over to Michael Borra.
Oh, thanks for that, Tim. I think it might be Martin Corbett, but it's just hard to tell. I can't pick up the cap colour right yet, but we'll see that shortly. There's some waves. It is Martin Corbett. Blue cap with a yellow stripe. Very hard to pick him up. I'm just trying to go on arm action there and the body build. He's much smaller than Scott Reeves in terms of the size of his arms. Reeves probably twice the size in the arms that this guy is. Martin Corbett, born actually in Caringbah, grew up in Taree, currently in the Currawah Surf Club, 26 years of age. He has got to beat Reeves by 4 places and Meyer by 2 to win this race, and at the moment he's doing just that. They've come through the hard whitewash area. The ski is going to be where this whole thing is won and lost. People have got to try and hold a ski wave right to the beach. It's going to be very, very tough. Trevor Hendy, is that Trevor Hendy? Has come from nowhere trying to pick up the cap colours.
Phil Clayton.
Philip Clayton, I'm sorry, yes. Philip Clayton went into that swim leg in second position, and he is there. He's got the maroon cap with the white star. Hendy a blue cap with a white star. Hendy went in back in 13th position, so we won't see him for a little while. That's the maroon cap, white star of Philip Clayton, who is in second position at this stage. Scott Reeves also right there with them. If someone can pick up a body wave and hold it right through, this could really be the winning break. And the guy who is very, very good at it is Philip Clayton, Leachy.
Yeah, he'd be the best body surfer out there with someone like Joshua Blair. He's renowned for his body surfing. At the moment, though, it just seems like it's whitewater. You need to pick up a whitewater, be in the right place at the right time. And there's a little bit of luck involved with the old surf swimming coming into the waves, whereas aboard in a ski, you can pretty much pick up any swell. Whereas with a swim, as we see here, Scott Reeves goes under a whitewater and gets thrown out the back end. It's not easy at all.
The tide is dropping so quickly that they're hardly making any headway here. They can't pick a wave up. This is difficult, very difficult. As one picks up, look
Reeves
at that got shore break.
Reeves has got one, and Corbett's on it as well. Reeves on the right of screen. Corbett thrashing in there, trying to get back over the top of it. Reeves drops off the back. Corbett's still on the back of this thing. He's now been smashed. He's gone to the bottom. Where is he? He's somewhere in there. I think the cameraman should move right. Oh, no, there he is, right there. And he's come right up underneath that one. So he held that for a fair way. And there's another little wave that maybe he can take right through.
Look at the white water. That gives you an indication. The whole beach is just closing out. There is white surf everywhere, as you can see there. It would be 800 metres of white water. Difficult, difficult conditions. And look at that. Some beautiful body surfing on the shore break there.
Clayton's got a wave, and that's taken him through into first position. So he's been able to hold that wave further than anybody else, and he's going to be able to lift his legs pretty soon and jump out. But just to his right is Scott Reeves. So these two are absolutely locked together. And Scott Reeves is in the box seat to win this race overall today and have his third victory ever in the Uncle Toby Super Series. And someone's got a great wave out the back, and another. We saw it again where the waves come across from the side and really belt them when they look comfortable. Scott Reeves now standing, and Matt White, all these guys having terrible problems holding the waves in these swim legs. We'll try and get back to Matt White shortly. Unable to get down to him at the moment as Scott Reeves lifts his legs and powers out of the water. Only the ski leg to go. If he can stay where he is, he will be the winner of round 5 of the Uncle Toby Super Series, and he will take over as the new leader of the series overall. So a fair bit at stake right here. If this guy can get out and in on the ski leg untouched, but it's going to be a big ask.
He'll get a lovely leader's green singlet to go with that cap of his, and he's a great ski paddler. He's very big, he's very strong. 2 assets that you need out in that surf today, guys.
We're talking about when the race starts. I really don't think the race starts until now with the ski leg, even though he's got such a good lead. Phil Clayton's in second place coming out of the water right now. Scotty Reeves will know that the ski leg is very, very important to him. He needs to make sure he's got a bit of a lead. He needs to make sure he sneaks out around that southern point there with the rip and not go a wave too big on the way in. And there's Phil Clayton in second position.
So Phil Clayton just coming up and around in second position, and he's very, very close to Scott Reeves, only about 30 metres behind. And Crowe, Jonathan Crowe, has come from nowhere. He went into the swim leg in 12th position and has come out in 3rd spot. So Crowe has come from the clouds. He's obviously picked up a wave out the back. He's very experienced. 4th place now, right behind Crowe, is Stephen King. So King also went in an 8th place into the swim, has come out in 4th position. So the places have changed totally. Stephen King in 4th position as he comes through. Corey Hutchings there has come through in 5th position. Luke Watson has come from nowhere into 6th position, and Martin Corbett, who was the leader in this swim leg, has dropped back into 7th place.
Fantastic there. There's our race leader, Scotty Reeves, and the man chasing him, Philip Clayton, would be starting to rue his 15th position in race 1, as would Jonathan Crowe, who's running 3rd in this race, his 11th in race 1. So consistency wins on the day, and the man in the green cap has got that. There's Guy Andrews. Have a look at him, the little bulldog, doing it hard, doing it harder than he has all year in the 8-foot surf.
Well, Andrews in 8th place isn't doing too badly also, because he finished 6th in the first race today, so he can get himself up into a top 3 if he continues. That's Brett Tyack now. His cap has almost slipped off the top of his head. The blue cap with a V for Victoria. And we can see the way that Corey Hutchings has decided to get that ski into the water. I think it's a very smart move. Grab the tail of it, and he's sliding it in rather than having to drag it in. I've never seen that done before, and I reckon in the shallow water like that, it's a good move. Nathan Meyer in 9th position. Now, he was up there early as well, and he's dropped back. He's one of the guys who's a big chances to win. Trevor Hendy now coming out in 10th position, right next to Grant Wilkinson. Now, Wilkinson is still not out of these. If these other guys get smashed on the ski, Wilkinson could possibly still come through with this. This race is wide open. This man on your screen, Guy Andrews goes in. This man on your screen, Scott Reeves, he is going to be the one, if he can just stay where he is, as Guy Andrews comes in, Scott Reeves stays where he is. He's now got to have a no-mistakes race. That's what he's got to look for.
Consistency is what you're rewarded for today, and Scott Reeves in the box seat, although the surf will dictate. When it's 10-foot at Piha, the surf will always have the final say. Leachy?
Well, Scotty Reeves, you can see, I was just walking in before out off the screen here, and he's really taking his time. As you see Nathan Meyer go into the water, he's got a bit of catching up to do. But Scotty Reeves, he'll be thinking, now I'm in first place. I need to sneak out through these white water around the side here with this rip and not go a set on the way in. The tide has got lower. These waves that weren't breaking in the first race will start to break now.
And he's off straight away. Scott Reeves has been hit by a wave, and he is off. That'll allow them to come through a bit on him, and he's got a lot of waves still to come through. Have a look at this. I think we've got this in replay. Scott Reeves getting hit by a wave. Here he is now on it's only about a 4-foot wave, but it really punched, and it smashed him, and over he goes. And now he's going again, and there's still a few more waves for him to hit. He's just about to hit one now. He's through that cleanly. There's a little break on the inside here, and then they're into the rip, and this is where he's really sprinting now to get through. All the other competitors have closed the gap substantially on Scott Reeves now, and it's going to come down to, if they can get out cleanly. You can see, and they've had to roll. And look at they've all had to roll right on the rocks.
Oh, no.
Right on the rocks. Two of them have lost their skis right on the rocks.
Clayton's lost his
That's
ski.
Philip Clayton. Philip Clayton rolled under that wave right next to the rocks, was unable to hold onto the handles, smashed, gone. He's out of this race. He's going to have to swim back to the beach. There's his ski. And it's snapped in half. It is snapped in half. That wave broke right on him. You saw those guys roll under that wave, and they had to hold on, and the wave broke right in the middle of their skis. That's the power. And look, we're not even out the back. The waves out the back are twice the size, and the waves on the inside are capable of snapping skis clean in half. That's a $2,000 ski. See you later.
And what about the rocks? How lucky is Philip Clayton? He didn't get pushed 1 foot to the left there, and he was on the rocks. You've seen the ski. It's totally destroyed. There's Phil Clayton. His race is over, but he's all right, and that's the thing. He's safe.
Very, very dangerous out there. He took the right line, though, I thought. All day, though, closest to the rock was the way to go to get out. But unfortunately, that wave just came out of nowhere, and it really broke at about 5 feet. He rolled, did the right thing, as we saw, but just snapped his ski in half. It's quite amazing.
Phil Clayton getting back to the beach the hard way. Here's a replay. Watch this. He's close to the rocks there. He sees the monster. The white water comes over. Look at the force of it. It hits the rock. The ski breaks straight away there. How lucky is Phil Clayton not to be cleaned up by the rocks?
And then the ski also went over the top of a couple of other guys as well, and they were just lucky to be able to hang on to their skis. That wave broke right on they actually pitched right in the middle of the ski when he was holding underneath. It instantly snapped the ski in half. $2,000 ski snapped in half in a second. Unbelievable stuff.
What about the power of the whitewater? If it can do that to a ski, what can it do to you and me? Unbelievable out there. They are using all their courage and all their surf skills, and still Piha dishes it up.
What he was doing there, he actually rolled the ski, hung onto the foot straps, and the wave actually broke right on that line there. And because he was holding on so heavily on the foot straps, it's just cracked straight through the bottom of the ski in that line.
Well, there's Scott Reeves on the white ski right of screen, and he is doing his very best to hang in there. There's another set of waves out the back. and they've really got to go here. Scott Reeves knows if he can get out cleanly here, but all the others have been able to join him now, and it's very, very close. And it looks like it might well be Guy Andrews who's come up, or is that Stephen King? I think it's Stephen King, in fact, on the red ski, who is in second position. And there's a set of waves come. You can see, I think the guys, oh, they're going to get hit sideways. They're racing across to the right to get around this wave. I think they're just going to be able to get around it. Guy Andrews there on the red ski just coming over. Oh, they've just stuck over the top. And there's another one behind. Crow's just made it. Look at them. Stephen King, Jonathan Crow, Scott Reeves, I'm not sure of the fourth. And look at this one. Oh, huge waves have broken over the top. Those two were able to hang on to their skis, and there's a bigger set of waves out the back. No one's going to get clear. The biggest set of waves of the day. Look at this set of waves. No one's going to get around this. It's the biggest set of the day. It's going to clean them all up. Look at this. Oh, they're going to, wow, it's going to break on all of them. They're heading across to the left. They may have to throw their skis away. Let's see where this breaks. Can they get over the top of this? Oh, they've just stuck over the top. Unbelievable. There they are. Oh, one of them has been cleaned up on the left of screen. Look at this, Stephen King. Stephen King has been smashed. He's got hit by that wave full on, and he's lost his ski, and only 3 of them were able to get around. It was one of the biggest sets of the day, and there's a couple more still to come. Look at this, they're just sneaking over the top of a couple of very, very big waves. Only 3 of them are clear. No one else in this race has a chance. They'll be inside till tomorrow. Unbelievable.
Oh, Piha turned it on. 10 to 12 foot, thank you very much, right in the impact zone. The wave did its work, and then there were 3. Look at it. There's a ski in there somewhere. I think there's a ski in there.
Unbelievable stuff. Oh. It's sunk. It's sunk, it has sunk, and that's what happened. There was a ski in there, and it has gone straight to the bottom. Probably never to be seen again. Unbelievable.
All right, seems like a pretty good time to take a commercial break. Those 3 boys would be looking forward to one. This is Piha. This is huge. This is the Uncle Toby Super Series.
Hi, it's Dwayne Tyers, and I'd like to wish everybody back in Australia a very Merry Christmas, and please have a safe New Year.
Welcome back to Piha, where the white water is winning the day. Don't worry about that. The surf is huge. There's another dead one, a dead ski. The ski makers are simply rubbing their hands together.
Yeah, that'll be Stephen King's ski, and he's a long, long way out to sea. Now, they're the leaders. Scott Reeves in front. In second place, Jonathan Crow, and in third place, Corey Hutchings. Now, all Scott Reeves has to do in front here is hang on to his ski, somehow get into the beach without swimming from out the back. I would think that he won't take a wave. Scott Reeves, when he comes back in, he certainly won't take a big one. He'll try and get through there without taking a big one and get back to the beach safely, because he's got an enormous gap over the rest of the field. I'll be stunned if he takes a wave. There they are in the middle of your screen right there, heading towards that turning buoy, bottom of the screen. And as you just saw, no one else is out through the break. So that was what damage that last set of waves caused. And these 3 would be looking forward to getting their breath back and getting back in safely.
Let's get down to the zone of horror. Matty White.
Oh, it's like a casualty ward for surf crafts down here on the beach, Tim. It's just getting wicked. Phil Clayton's coming in presently, trying to swim his way through. It's getting certainly ugly down here. It's more a Superman event than an Ironman.
Oh, dear. Hasn't there been some carnage? We wanted big waves. That's why we journeyed across to New Zealand, and we got them. I don't know if it's much of a Christmas present for the athletes, Guy.
Well, I'm concerned here. I wonder whether Scott Reeves can actually get in with this low tide, actually get back in without catching a wave. Now we see that's Stephen King's on the IRB there, and unfortunately for him, it's his race finished with the ski coming back into the shore.
Pretty unusual too, Guy. I mean, for him to, he must have been in a bad way. He really got smashed badly out there, and he's decided to take the safer option, which is great, and he's safe. I am worried about all these competitors in here. It is to get through this day with everybody safe will be a major plus, I can assure you.
And the worry isn't over. Guy's point was a good one. The tide has dropped. The waves are breaking sharply now on a shallow sandbank. It is not going to be a picnic to get in.
And there's another big, believe it or not, there is another big set of waves looming. These guys are arriving back in the wave area at just the wrong time. There is another big set of waves. They've looked behind them. And look at, there it is. There's another 2 or 3 waves here as some of the others head out. Maybe they're not quite far enough in. Look at the size of this. Oh, Scott Reeves is going for it. They won't go it. They'll pull off the back for sure. They've just got to run on the top of it. In fact, they're not far enough in. They've probably got to be another 75 metres in. So maybe they might be lucky and get into the wave area during a lull. That's what they'd like to do. Get to the wave area during a lull, paddle through the bigger wave section, and then pick a wave up on the inside. But let's see. Crowe, he may well go for one.
This is decision time now, isn't it? I mean, this is real smart racing. This is where you've got to make the best decision. The person that does will win the race.
I don't think there is a decision here, Timmy. I think that the fact is you've got to sneak in any way you can. It's very, very ugly out there. All these guys here want points and they want money in the series. They want to have a good result at the end of the year. And the surf is wild. It's as wild as I've seen in 8 years of this series. Rivals anything at Portsea over the years. And the ski is just a very, very hard craft to bring in this type of surf.
Well, Reeves knows that he's only got to finish in the top 3. In fact, depending on circumstances, he can even finish 4th or 5th and still win this one. So he is safe if he doesn't make any silly mistakes. And here they come in towards that wave area now. On the left, Jonathan Crowe. On the right, Scott Reeves. Crowe finished 11th in the first race. If he can win this one, he could possibly finish as high as 2nd overall today. And that'll be great for him. Also, Corey Hutchings, who finished 10th in the first race today. If he can get himself up to the top 2 or 3, he could go as high as 2nd or 3rd today. And here's a nice big wave for Jonathan Crowe.
Oh.
Let's see if he goes this one. It's a good swell. It's not a really huge one. It's big enough, but that's just the right size wave, I reckon, Leachy, to take through.
Well, I tell you what, I don't think they'll go it.
Well, they've just dropped off the back. Yeah, but I think it was the reason they didn't go was because the wave wasn't big enough to take them through.
I really think they're that far in front, these two guys here, that if they can sneak in, they should do that. It's just smart surfing. You're not really being pushed by anyone else behind you. And at the end of the day, Scotty Reeves will win if he can come in the top 2 here.
Well, Scott Reeves, as he paddles for one now, I don't think he'll get that either. He is in charge of his own destiny. He knows if he only finishes 1st, 2nd or 3rd, as we have a look back to 3rd position, left of frame, just bobbing up on a couple of the mountains breaking out the back, 1, 2 or 3, and Scott Reeves wins the day. Well, he's in charge of his own destiny if you can be here.
He may not be in charge of his own destiny in a second, mate, because there is a huge wave coming for Corey Hutchings behind. They've had to take this one, and I reckon they'll hope that it'll take them right through, because there's another big set of waves coming out the back. And this is the perfect wave for them to get. An absolutely perfect wave. And they're going to hold this one right through, I would say. They're having a good look behind them. And that's Scott Reeves on the left of screen, Jonathan Crowe at the right, and Reeves taking this one across beautifully. Look at the size of it still. It's a little one, and it's going to pick right up behind Crowe. Let's see if he can hold it through. It's going to crash down behind him. Reeves has come off, I think, and you'll see the two of them try and hold this one right through. In fact, Crowe's off. Reeves is just on the little swell, and he is safe. That's Crowe, in fact. It's Crowe on the left, so Jonathan Crowe has got that little one, and that is absolutely perfect. That's what he wants.
That's nice. Good bit of surfing there. He took the right option, then going back to the middle of the beach where Reeves went down the beach and fell off the back of the wave. And because of that, he's got this right through and will win the 2nd race.
Jonathan Crowe showing some great nous and great surf skills, picking the right wave. Won't he be pleased to get out of there and not have to head back out again?
Well, a few years ago at Portsea, he had some problems. Someone's come off the ski there.
Well,
Reeves come off on the side there.
And Corey Hutchings is on the wave behind him, so he's going to have to get back on and go. You can see him going here now. It will be, looks like a sprint finish for 2nd and 3rd, because there is Corey. Can he hold it straight? No, he's off. He's off. What a shame for Corey Hutchings. He could have challenged for 2nd position there. So Scott Reeves should be able to now hold that wave here right through. There's Jonathan Crowe. Scott Reeves just to his left. He has a look across, but he'll be able to charge up the beach and take this one out without any problems. And that he'll bring him right up. We'll have the mathematics done for you shortly, but Jonathan Crowe will come up certainly into the top 5 overall today after finishing 11th in the first race. He could go as high as 2nd. We'll know shortly. Here he is now coming up the beach in 2nd position. Is Scott Reeves just about to hit the sand now, and Corey Hutchings is back on the ski, and he'll finish in 3rd.
Jonathan Crowe, he likes the overseas events. He won the Baywatch Challenge. He's about to win race 2 of the double sprint. Fantastic performance from Jonathan Crowe.
So Crowe comes through, wins the 2nd race here, round 5 of the Uncle Toby Super Series, and Scott Reeves running up the beach now in 2nd position. And this is the guy who has won overall, and this is the man who will take over as new leader in the series. That is enough for him now to take over. I think he knows it as well. So Scott Reeves has about 20 or 30 metres to run through the solo drink station, and Scott Reeves will take, hand goes up in the air, and Scott Reeves knows he's got it. Winner, round 5 of the Uncle Toby Super Series, and the overall new race leader. He'll wear the yellow jersey next week.
Scotty Reeves, consistency pays, and there's Corey Hutchings, the local lad who did pretty well. He had a 10th in the first race, has finished 3rd here. He's lived up to all the pressure that was on him, being the local, the only New Zealander in this New Zealand race. Corey Hutchings has done the Silver Fern proud. There it is on his cap. He'd be a very happy lad indeed. Now living on the northern beaches, of course, but turning it on for the home crowd here at Piha. Righto, let's catch up with Matty White down where the action is.
One word, Tim, luck. You've got to have it when you're coming back in, don't you, John Crow?
Yeah, both times on the ski I was just lucky. I managed, when we were paddling in, those sets were coming through, and I knew that if I just kept going full bore that I'd be able to paddle in between the two of them. And but on the way out it was just unbelievable. Scotty and Corey and I, we just had to paddle our guts out to try and get around one of those waves. It was just huge.
There's absolutely no difference between race 1 and race 2, was it? It was just a matter of survival.
Absolutely, yeah. It was really, I think we were lucky the fact that we were able to hug the rocks all the way out. But once you got out the back there and you were trying to paddle across in front of that bommy, it was just out of control. It was just a matter of trying to just judge yourself and get out there in time.
Well, congratulations. You've won race 2, but I've got with me now the man who's won it overall. Scotty Reeves, congratulations. Well done. How did you survive that?
I don't know how anyone survived out there. It's that big. We're actually going out there in the last ski leg. It was 4 of us out there, and we had to be an easy kilometre out, and these sets just came through, and we only just, there was 4 of us out there, and then 3 of us just creeped around, and Stephen King lost his ski, and he had a fair swim back to the beach.
Have you ever seen conditions quite like this? We've been through some big surf, but not this big.
No, I've never been out in the surf that big, and it's just so sloppy too. The waves are just coming here, there, everywhere. You be out the back and you think, oh yeah, I'm out here, and the next minute you look on the horizon, there's another big set coming, and you just can't slow down at all on the way out. Then you got to turn around and come back in again.
All right, well, let the fear go out of your mind for a moment. Soak it in, because you've just won an Uncle Toby Super Series race.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic. It's great. I was been looking forward to winning one this year. I won two last year, and I was looking forward to winning one this year, and this is it.
And the good thing is we go to Portsea from here.
Yeah, another big place. Oh well, I suppose nothing can be big compared to this, but you never know what Portsea's going to put on for us, because it can come out of nowhere too.
Congratulations, winner of round 5 Uncle Toby Super Series, Scott Reeves. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Big Scotty Reeves on Big Super Sunday here in New Zealand.
And Simon Martin coming across in 4th position there, and Grant Wilkinson has come from way back. Wilkinson went into that ski leg in about 18th position, has come through to finish 5th, and that will give him 2nd overall, his highest ever position. He finished 4th in Portsea last year, his highest ever position. Grant Wilkinson 2nd overall unofficially, but a terrific effort from him, and as I said, his highest ever place. And Brett Tyack also having a great race today, right back to the kind of form, battling it out here with Glenn Cowdery for 6th and 7th position. And these two, all the places so important. $75,000 prize money, $700,000 prize money on the series overall, and a great sprint going on here for 6th and 7th position between Glenn Cowdery and Brett Tyack, and they're sprinting up towards the finish line now. Brett Tyack, from Manly Surf Club, formerly from Victoria, he'll place well overall today too, because he finished 7th in the first race. He may well even get 3rd overall, so this is a very important sprint. Brett Tyack now coming through, and Guy Andrews right before him, in 6th position. Right behind him, Tyack in 7th, and Cowdery in 8th.
All right, time to take a break on the Uncle Toby Super Series. We're doing it the New Zealand way. More from Piha after this.
Level 10.
Well, the Uncle Toby Super Series came to the North Island of New Zealand with high expectations of finding big surf on the famous black sand of Piha Beach. And guess what? We weren't disappointed. It was a thriller in 10 to 12-foot boomers, and Michael Porra was simply a day of destruction, drama. It was just a beauty.
It sure was. I was talking to Trevor Hendy only a few minutes ago. He said to me it was 12 feet out there, perhaps even bigger on some of the sets. If Trevor Hendy says that, that's exactly what it was. He also went on to say that anyone who says they weren't scared out there are probably playing with the truth. So I reckon that's pretty true as well. It was unbelievable stuff. Grant Wilkinson's wave on the board was a real highlight for me. I won't forget that one in a long time, and I'm sure all those who saw it won't either. Let's have a look now at the unofficial results from today's race, headed, of course, by Scott Reeves, Grant Wilkinson, Jonathan Crowe, Guy Andrews, Corey Hutchings, Simon Martin and Brett Tyack. And then we've got places 8 there through to 14 with Trevor Hendy, and you can see Martin Corbett in 11th place. He led early. Jay Gilbert in 14th. Then Stephen King, who was very, very unlucky, through to Josh Blair in 21st.
Well, this fellow, Guy Leach, has been in and around Ironman racing for 15 or so years. And Leachy, today I saw you pinching yourself. You couldn't believe some of it.
Well, I've been in this series 8 years watching the thing, and I've been to Portsea a few times and seen big waves. But that wave that broke in the ski leg of that last race where poor old Stephen King got hit and the other two guys got round that, the leaders, was just something like 12 or 14 feet. I just couldn't believe it. But the series points, though, the adjusted series points after today's race is very, very close now. Scott Reeves has moved into first place. Guy Andrews is second. Caden Houston has slipped back into third place after missing today's final. Joshua Blair's up there, the youngster. Trevor Hendy's still there as well, right down to Corey Hutchings, New Zealander, in 9th position. Jonathan Crowe is there right in the 10th position. Grant Wilkinson moves up in 12th after a fantastic race today, his best. Dwayne Tyers is in 18th. Brett Tyack moves into the top 20 in 19th position, right down to Mark Finnecane in 27th.
Guy Leach, thank you for your expert commentary throughout the day. If you're after saltwater excitement, if you can't get enough of it, and after a day like Piha, who can? Plenty more on Network 10. The highlights show of the Uncle Toby Super Series, a breathtaker from Piha in New Zealand, Saturday, the 28th of December, 2:30 till 3:30 p.m. Keep an eye on that one. Absolutely fantastic, that highlights package. Saltwater dripping out of your television. The next event now. And we continue the search for big waves. Don't miss this one, round 6 of the Uncle Toby Super Series, the pursuit from Portsea Beach in Victoria, Sunday, the 19th of January, 2:30 until 5 p.m. It is traditionally a fantastic event with big waves. All right, Michael Porra. Off we go to Portsea. Can we top this?
Yeah, well, that's a funny thing. When you think about Portsea, we always think about really big waves, and Portsea's got a chance of turning on a surf like this again. So the series is so wide open. We saw the points before about the top 12 can still win it. Go to Portsea. The guy currently coming 10th or 11th could even win the series.
Yeah, big waves, big television, and we wish you a very Merry Christmas on behalf of everyone here at Network 10. I'm Tim Bailey. Good afternoon.
Uncle Toby Super Series, proudly presented by Uncle Toby's